Hey Tony, it's Thursday, and I've noticed something very interesting about our videos so far, at least all of mine after I get home from work. I feel like I'm wearing basically the same shirt in all of them. It's one of my gray shirts, which I have multiple of, so I guess that makes sense why. But, so, first off, to answer your question of the week, Tony, I don't know if there's anything I can think off the top of my head that I would like to do with our channel, because I enjoy hearing about our weeks, I enjoy just having like topical discussions, but it's also because I'm an adult doing adult things, and that's how the world is. So I don't know if I necessarily want to do anything new, but because I kind of like what we're doing so far, but I'm sure we'll change things up eventually. Now for my video, I don't really have much to talk about. It's been a surprisingly slow week. Well, not necessarily slow, but it hasn't necessarily been a crazy week. I don't have any great stories from it. I mean, I spent all morning yesterday in court. We read the Summerfolk last night as per our tradition. I spent all day today in court, and it was kind of funny today in court this was the busiest day I think I've ever actually had. And I've been working for CLA off and on for 2 years now. And this I think was actually the busiest day I've ever had. And we were like, I got a ride with my friend Jake to the court tomorrow to court this morning because he's actually clerking for one of the judges there who I really enjoy talking to. So I ended up getting a ride with him. And when we first got there was a line of people out the door, which doesn't happen. It was wickedly busy today. And that's Tayler.
Hi.
Kaka MRFer. But, so, Tayler is dying a little bit. That's okay.
Because Stray went caca and I had to respond back. I'm sorry, Josh.
So Stray went caca. That's none of my business.
I had to respond back. Also, hi. I'm not going to come around and say hi. You intruded on my video. I get to intrude on yours.
Fair enough. My video has been a little more sensible than yours.
Mine was not.
So, meanwhile, back at plot, I said there was just a line of people out the door today, which was crazy. That I've never seen that really before. So that was something different.
So what?
I actually ended up having like either 3 or 4 clients today. I'm not actually sure because I can only think of 3 off the top of my head, but I felt like there was a 4th somewhere in there. So that was interesting today. I mean, it was like. I was so busy today. I did a mediation, I did an agreement, and I counseled a crazy woman. Like, this one was legitimately crazy. I'm not going to say too much about it in fear of violating attorney-client privilege or anything like that. She was cray-cray. To use that term in the best possible way.
Oh boy.
It was crazy. Like, now one of the girls I work with, her name is Natalie, she's the one I mentioned who does AmeriCorps, and she's actually going to send me an email with some information on AmeriCorps, Tony, so if you're interested in that, I'll forward that to you. But, like, Natalie, she's a very nice, small, very helpful woman. And this woman, our client, ended up, like, back-talking her and sassing her and actually openly insulted her in front of everyone. Like, it was kind of remarkable because we had Blanca, who's basically like Gordon's personal secretary. Gordon's my supervising attorney. I'm sure I've mentioned him before. But Blanca actually had to tell her that no, Natalie has a right to be here because she works here, so you can't really say anything about that. But it was a bit crazy. Yesterday it was really weird seeing landlord-tenant from the other side, because as you know, most of the work I do is with tenants. But the attorney I work with on Monday through Wednesday does at least kind of a general practice, but he does a lot of landlord work. And so it was kind of interesting to go and see the entire court system from the different angle, like to put on a different hat, so to speak. And that was something that it was kind of weird actually. Because I ran into Natalie in court. Well, when I went to court with my supervising attorney yesterday, and it was kind of funny just because we were chatting a bit about the cases we had, And it was kind of interesting to have to like look at it from an entirely different viewpoint. Because as a tenant attorney, I don't care if the tenant really has no claim. It's my duty and my obligation to be their zealous advocate. So I need to do whatever I can to make sure that their case gives them the best possible chance of victory. So that means even if they're a terrible tenant, I have to do whatever I can to help them. And it was kind of neat to see it from the other side, because now luckily, like, all the landlords we represented yesterday were good landlords with bad tenants, but it was still neat and different just to see it from the other side. My question for you for next week, Tony, is how crazy has your past couple weeks been? Because this week was surprisingly slow compared to the past couple weeks. But so, Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.